Alright, video time. A little bit of SBR. Alright, so this one was a built SBR. It's got a bunch of different high-end parts on it. Other than that UTG stock. I put this one on there because it is super small and I like it better than the MFT that everybody's using right now, just because I like the way that it curves and everything. So this is a Seekins lower. It's got a Chip McCormick trigger. It's got an ergo grip, P-mag, aim point, magpul sling, magpul angled forward assist, whatever grip, what do you call it, AFG or something. I keep moving that around. I actually like it on this rifle because of how short it is. Keeps my hand off the gas block. Magpul flip up sights, Noveske pig, TLR1. It's a pretty sweet little setup. It's a Raptor charging handle. So the Seekins, if you don't want to hammer anything, this one comes with a ton of Allen keys. You can basically put this whole lower together, including the detents, which are captured with the Allen keys. So that's why these are normally a little bit more expensive. And then you just Loctite everything. This is Cerakoted. Remember I said I didn't really like Cerakote. You can see why. I mean, just little stuff like the dust cover coming up, hit it, and starts to take it off. It's got a fortis rail, heavily fluted, heavy barrel. Stainless steel pins and forward assist. These are actually pretty sweet. But yeah, it's just AR, man. Screws Loctited in on both sides. So it ain't going anywhere. And then I put the serial number over here, which I'm not going to show you. It actually fits perfect on these little grooves that they have for your grip. But anyway. So we got a Aimpoint Pro. These are great little optics. The battery life's pretty awesome on them. Just an aim point, so what are you gonna say? Trying to think if there's anything. It's got an H buffer in there. CivTac did most of the work on this one. Most of the parts came from them. They're out of California, so try to send them business if you can, since they're not allowed to have things like this anymore. Even though if you pull up their police reports over the last couple years on all the crimes they really have zero rifle crime. So I think it's 0.2% or 0.02%. 2013, 2014. That's why a lot of these gun control laws that you keep hearing about, you can literally go look them up and they typically have a PDF that you can, you know, just download or pull up, and it'll show you the crime statistics, gun violence, domestic violence, etc. And then that's where you'll see that the gun control issues is a bunch of crap. So I don't want to get on, you know, soapbox here or anything, but I mean, it's pretty if you just look it up, you'll start to see like all the stuff that you hear in the media is so biased and owned by, you know, people that don't want guns. So, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. This Fortis rail's okay. It's super skinny, but then, you know, it's wide because of the two Picatinny rails. It vents really well. It does get hot. The gas block, you know, right where it's located, if you have your hand over there, you'll get a little bit of carbon buildup on your hand. I always recommend running gloves, just because you can cut yourself on anything at any time. My hands are pretty calloused up anyway, but yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna make this pretty short because it's an AR. Trigger's great, not as good as Timney, but you can't beat the price. Timney trigger's almost double. It's a flat trigger, so feels good when you pull the trigger. There's no real jerking the trigger on a flat trigger. The magpul sling's pretty awesome. I just wish they'd make bungee. I normally run tab gear too. Tab gear makes excellent stuff. So this magpul buckle is pretty much how this thing operates, is you just slide this back and forth to tighten and loosen your strap. It does have single point feature, just not a big single point fan. If you have a 2-point sling, you can throw it over your shoulder real quick or off to the side, still maintaining control. Pull on this as it tightens down to your gear or your chest, and then you can go straight to pistol without worrying about it flopping around and whacking you in the privates or anything. Everything's been Loctited. That's your mounting gear for the Fortis rail. Goes right on standard barrel nut, which is nice. The Raptor charging handle's pretty sweet. I do like the BCM a little better, but this one works just fine and it's smooth. It's less likely to grab onto your gear, pouches, etc., things like that. As you can tell, it's raining here and it's pretty humid, but you know, this won't stop any of these guns. So yeah, I think that's about it. As you can tell, it's loaded. The manipulation of this firearm is pretty awesome because the barrel's a 10.5-inch barrel. So yeah, and that's a 13-inch rail, and it just barely pops out. This is the K3 Noveske. Fits perfectly under this rail. The K5 is a little bigger. So like I said before, I typically have the magazines loaded, just not chambered, just because of my daughter. Because anybody can turn the switch off. Once she gets a little older, I'll be able to leave them loaded, and she'll be able to understand how to manipulate them. Which, if you have kids and you have guns, please teach them about gun safety. But yep, that about does it. Any questions, just throw it down in the comments. Thanks.